Captain Marcus Chun stepped through the bustling corridors of Station Kepler 7, his translator implant buzzing with the cacophony of a dozen alien languages. The orbital marketplace was a sprawling maze of vendors, each hawking their wares to the diverse crowd of spacefaring species that called this neutral zone home. He wasn't here by choice. His cargo ship, the Wanderer, had suffered critical engine failure 3 parsecs out from Earth colony Proxima b, and the repair costs were astronomical. His crew needed work, and fast, or they'd be stranded in this corner of the galaxy indefinitely. That's when he spotted the Thaxian merchant stall, a grotesque, slug-like being with 4 arms and eyes that swiveled independently. The creature's booth was filled with what appeared to be sentient beings in containment fields, each marked with holographic price tags and species classifications. "Ah, human!" the Thaxian gurgled, its voice translated through Marcus's implant. "You seek companionship, yes. I have finest selection of bonded servants in 3 sectors." Marcus's stomach churned. Slavery had been abolished on Earth centuries ago, but apparently other species hadn't gotten the memo. He was about to walk away when his eyes fell upon a small figure huddled in the corner of one containment field. She was humanoid, but clearly not human pale blue skin that seemed to shimmer slightly, large violet eyes that held depths of intelligence, and desperation and delicate features that spoke of a graceful species. Her containment field bore a sign that made Marcus's blood boil: Etherian female, love slave, trained in pleasure arts, minus 15,000 credits. The woman looked up at him with those haunting eyes, and Marcus saw something there that decided everything for him. Not submission or trained seduction, but a fierce intelligence barely contained beneath layers of enforced compliance. "This one," Marcus said, pulling out his credit chip. "How much?" The Thaxian's eyes rotated with glee. "Excellent choice. She is from Etheri Prime Rare Find. Their species naturally bonds with—" "I don't care about the details," Marcus interrupted, transferring the credits. It was nearly everything he had left, but something about the way she watched him made the decision feel inevitable. Just transfer ownership. The transaction completed with a soft chime, and the containment field flickered out. The Etherian woman stepped forward cautiously, her movements graceful despite obvious malnourishment. "I am Lyra," she said, her voice melodic even through the translator. "I am ... yours now." "No," Marcus said firmly, causing her to flinch. "You're not mine. You're free." Lyra's violet eyes widened in confusion. "I do not understand. You purchased me. I am bonded to serve your ... needs." Marcus ran a hand through his hair, suddenly aware of the complexity of what he'd just done. "Look, I bought you to get you out of there. But I'm not interested in whatever it is they trained you for. You're a person, not property." They walked through the station in awkward silence until they reached the Wanderer's docking bay. Marcus's crew, Rodriguez, his engineer, and Kimiko. His navigator looked up in surprise as he boarded with Lyra. "Captain?" Rodriguez raised an eyebrow. "We needed credits for repairs, not ... passengers." "She's not a passenger," Marcus said. "She's crew, if she wants to be." Over the following days, as they waited for replacement parts, Lyra's story emerged in fragments. The Etherians were an ancient, peaceful species whose homeworld had been conquered by the hegemony, a coalition of aggressive alien races that viewed lesser species as resources to be exploited. Lyra had been a xenobiologist studying interspecies cooperation when the invasion came. "My people," she explained one evening as they shared dinner in the ship's mess hall, "we form emotional bonds easily. The hegemony, they perverted this trait, use it to create perfect servants who would genuinely care for their masters." "That's sick," Kimiko muttered, and Lyra nodded. "The conditioning runs deep," Lyra admitted. "Even now, I feel compelled to ensure your happiness, your comfort. It is not romantic love, as your species might understand it, but something deeper, a need to see you thrive. And that's why you seem so happy about this situation." Marcus asked. Even though you know it's wrong? Lyra's expression grew. Thoughtful. I am happy because you show me that my conditioning can serve a purpose beyond slavery. When I care for your well-being, when I work to help this crew succeed, I am not diminished. I am fulfilled. You have given me a way to be myself again, even within these imposed bonds. The breakthrough came when Marcus's negotiations with parts dealers hit a wall. Lyra, observing from the sidelines, stepped forward and began speaking to a hegemony trader in rapid, clicking consonants. Within minutes, she'd secured not only the parts they needed, but a lucrative shipping contract. How? Marcus asked as they walked away from the successful deal. I told him you were my chosen master, Lyra said with what Marcus was learning to recognize as her version of a smile. That I bound myself to you willingly, and that harming your interests would be personally offensive to me. Hegemony species respect strength, and they see Aetherian bonding as a form of strength endorsement. You used your conditioning as a weapon, Rodriguez observed admiringly. I use what they made me into against them, Lyra corrected. This is what freedom looks like for me. Now, not the absence of bonds, but the choice of whom to bond with and why. As the Wanderer prepared to depart Station Kepler-7, Marcus found Lyra in the observation deck, staring out at the stars. Any regrets? He asked. About which part? She replied. Being enslaved or being freed by someone who sees slavery as an opportunity for liberation rather than exploitation. Fair point. Marcus, she said, turning to face him. My people have a saying, the heart chooses its own chains. I was forged into a weapon of servitude, but you helped me reforge those same bonds into something beautiful. I am not your slave, but I am gladly your crew, your friend, your family. As the ship jumped to hyperspace, carrying them toward new adventures and dangers, Marcus reflected on the strange turn his life had taken. He'd come to the alien market desperate for credits and left with something far more valuable, a reminder that freedom wasn't just about breaking chains, but about choosing what bonds were worth keeping. And in the depths of space, surrounded by his chosen family, Marcus Chun discovered that sometimes the most human thing you could do was help someone else remember what it meant to be free.